Welcome to the Bourbon Van. I'm Phil.
I'm Julie. This is Norman.
It's Whiskey in the Van Wednesday, and today we are drinking Wild Turkey Rare Breed Bourbon.
Nice.
So this is Norman's first real official camp trip, and we are going to see how this one goes. Trying it out for just a couple of nights. So far, he seems to be doing pretty good on his leash.
Yep.
He's all right. It is pretty smoky out here
Yeah.
in Oregon's high desert. I don't know if that's a controlled burn or an unintentional one, but we've seen several fire planes circling here. We are in no danger, of course, but air quality is not
bode well
great.
for the rest of the year, being only May.
Early fire season. It's a little too soon, but we have something to cheer us up anyways. Wild Turkey Rare Breed. This is a barrel-proof whiskey from Wild Turkey, of course. This whiskey here, about a year ago, we started seeing videos, it seemed like pretty regularly, of this bourbon. We'd never had it before, and we honestly walked past Wild Turkey's products on the shelf a lot of the time. We liked having one around. The Russell's Reserve was great, but barrel proof didn't even occur to us to look at this bottle because it's not the flashiest bottle. It certainly wasn't the priciest bottle. And we finally got one on sale, and at the time it was $43. Now it sells everywhere for $40, at least from what we've seen out there. So it seemed like a great deal at the time. We got it, and we loved it, and we haven't really talked about it much on this channel at all. So we decided it was time to give it some love, and with the smoke in the air, sunny, warm, beautiful day, I think it's a perfect time to talk about this.
I know, I was a little bit worried about the smokiness, but it might just add a little extra here.
It might work out pretty good, yeah.
Yeah.
So Wild Turkey's Rare Breed is a barrel-proof bourbon, like we said. From year to year, there are various batches released. It does change in time. This one is 116.8 proof. To my knowledge, this is the latest version of it. And the one thing about this bourbon is, even though it seems to have a ton of flavor, a lot on the nose, there's a lot going on, it seems to drink easier than that proof point, and hopefully we'll see more of that today.
Yeah.
We have our glasses poured, and we will talk a little bit about the nose, the palate, the finish, and then we will talk value and comparable bottles. So, Norman, are you ready?
So ready.
Let's get to it. I just love the nose on this whiskey.
What do you think? Oh, no.
Nope. It's super aromatic. The oak comes through. There's beautiful vanilla here.
Yeah.
Maybe some soft cinnamon, a little bit of spice, but not overwhelming. It's generally sweet.
It is interesting. The oak definitely comes through, and you're right. It has a very sweet nose to it. Those undertones of vanilla really come through, I think, on the nose.
Yeah, you can tell that there's some ethanol coming. But it's not offensive. It's not overly hot. It's not overly spicy. It's not astringent in any way. It's welcoming and sweet and beautiful. I don't really want to wait anymore. I want to go for it. What do you say? Cheers.
Cheers. It's just oaky, sweet, sugary deliciousness. It really is so good.
I just, every time I taste it, I think the word caramelized.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what else is in here. Vanilla, oak, some spiciness, even maybe some rye grain. It seems like there's a lot of rye in the mash bill here.
Yeah.
It's all been caramelized, and that seems to hold it all together. So even though there are kind of a lot of flavors going on here, it's cohesive because of the caramelized nature of it. It's almost like everything's been cooked in a pot.
Yeah. Just cooked just right.
Just right.
Still got a little crispy.
You love that.
I remember drinking this right out of the gate, right off the bat. All the things.
Yeah, right off the bat of the gate.
Right off the end of the pier.
Sure.
And I remember thinking it was just a little bit hot for my palate, but now it drinks perfect.
Yeah.
I'm really happy with this.
This is one of those whiskeys that if you sip it just one time off the neck and barrel proof isn't really your thing, you're not going to think very highly of it, I don't think. But if you spend a little time with this one, let the flavors open up, check it out, and get to know it a little bit, it's just so cohesive, so pleasant. The mouthfeel, it's medium-bodied, not overwhelming in any way, not overly rich. And the more that we sit with the finish here, my mouth is just watering because the flavors are a flood. It's gentle, soft cinnamon, vanilla, oak. That caramelized oak is notes all over the place here. It makes my taste buds react so strongly.
I was just gonna say that right as you said that, like mouth got a little watery, like I was getting a lot of vanilla and like the caramelized sugar, and it was just like I can feel everything just gooey in there. It's delicious.
Well, we'll try to edit out whenever we drool in this video.
Yeah.
It's probably happening from
I
time
know,
to time.
it feels like it.
To recap the flavors on this, they're pretty consistent from start to finish. Vanilla, cinnamon, oak, caramel. Not really a ton of fruit or anything like that.
Nope.
Just soft, gentle, sweet, semi-rich flavors, medium-bodied. Nice finish. It does last for a while.
I think the finish was really nice. Probably that drooling effect we're getting helps too.
So yeah, it keeps the flavors around. So this bottle, like we said, is selling for $40 here in Oregon. We know many of you out there have told us across the country that you're also getting it for $40. And those of you in different countries, the UK for instance, we know that you're finding this bottle at reasonable prices. And for what it is, we think that $40 price point is stellar. As a matter of fact, when you look at barrel proof whiskeys on the market, there's nothing in its class. Even up to $50, I feel like it's a solid deal for this particular bourbon. It's so flavorful, it's so tasty, and we've recommended this bottle to a lot of people, even some relatively new whiskey drinkers who wanted to try a step up in proof and wanted to try a step up in flavor, and we have not had anybody come back to us disappointed with this recommendation. It's a great bottle.
I don't know if it's just drinking it out in the open air or what, but the flavors are wonderful today.
Yeah, I've had a feeling for a little while that this bottle is a great campfire whiskey.
Yeah, because the breeze is so lovely today that
is
maybe
lovely.
it just washes it away.
Washes it away. Perhaps, why not? So again, this bottle, $40, great value. Even when it's priced up a little bit, still a great value, and it's pretty much readily available out there is our understanding. Everywhere we've gone, we've seen it, and we get around a little bit. So I think we need to talk comparable bottles for this one, because as far as we're concerned, this is one of the better bang for your buck whiskeys on the market. Immediately I draw comparisons with Old Grandad 114 when I'm thinking about best bang for your buck whiskeys. Old Grandad, for some of you out there, you're getting that bottle for like $23 to $25. Around here, it's $27 or $28. That's 114 proof, so pretty close to the 116.8 here. I don't think that the Old Grandad has as soft a palate to it. It doesn't have as gentle of a nose. One other bottle that I draw an immediate comparison with this one is 1792 Full Proof. 1792 Full Proof is 125 proof and usually sells in the neighborhood of $50. I think that's a really, really solid value as well, but that one's not as easy to sip. It's not as accessible, especially for new whiskey drinkers, is what we've learned. This one, though, is palatable. It's easy to sip, it's drinkable, and it's lovely, and at that 116.8 proof point, that's just a nice place to do your drinking in, even if you're fairly new to barrel proof. So those three bottles, the OGD 114, this Wild Turkey Rare Breed Bourbon, and the 1792 Full Proof, this one, for me, is the class of the field. I absolutely love this bottle. It's super easy sipping. I bring it on the road with us when we're camping. It's just a great bottle to have around, great bottle to share. And for the price, you don't feel bad about sipping it on occasion with people and drinking it pretty often. It's not a specialty bottle you're going to hide on the shelf. You're going to drink this thing, and that's what we love about it. It's just so accessible.
And I'll say that if you're not someone who likes more fruit-forward bourbons, this is perfect because it's on the sweeter side, but you do catch a little bit of that rye spice. I mean, it's not the rye, but it's like you get a little bit of that rye spice heat, I guess, and it just makes for a really nice combo.
Yeah, I think that what you're saying there, it contributes to that beautiful balance of this bottle. It's not
Very
super
balanced.
sweet. It's not super fruit forward. It's not super astringent. It's not overly hot. It's just a great bottle of whiskey. One of our absolute favorites, especially for the money. We can't really recommend this bottle enough.
And I think it's going to be a permanent staple for when we go camping because, I don't know, I'm making little marks on which ones are like the perfect camp ones. Maybe we'll do a video at the end of the summer.
We'll definitely have to do a list. We're talking campfire bottles, summertime bottles, best bottles for the road, best bottles for sharing. I'm sure we'll get into all that stuff down the road.
Oh, I like it. this guy.
Well, anyways, let us know what you think of Wild Turkey Rare
Sure.
Breed Barrel Proof Bourbon. I don't know that I've ever really heard a bad word spoken
No,
about
I
this
was just
stuff.
thinking
So
we should get.
I'll be surprised if a lot of you don't chime in and say, yeah, it's one of my daily drinkers. I love
Yep.
that bottle. But whether you like it or you don't, let us know what you think about it.
Mm-hmm.
Comparable bottles. You have any idea what could stand up to this thing at that $40-ish price point? What are you buying instead of this bottle? I can't imagine that there's too many things out there that can compete directly with it. So, as always, like, comment, and subscribe. Join us on Patreon for Patreon exclusive live streams and bonus content.
Like more Norman.
Oh yeah, always more Norman. Check us out on Instagram at The Bourbon Van, and from wherever we are,
To wherever you are.
cheers.
Cheers.